We've all seen just how hard Tiger Woods works on his game, but what are the top secret drills that have made him one of the best in the world? Let's do it.
And let's do it now.
Hi everyone, James Robinson here guys. First things first, I'd like to warmly welcome Chris back to the channel. Chris, how are you?
Well, you only said first things first once.
I'm trying to get away from it.
Oh, right. New year, new year.
New year, new me.
Oh, well, I'm doing fantastic. It's a bit fresh, though.
I'm going to say I warmly welcome. It's freezing, mate, innit? So we're gonna get straight into it. So, guys, if you are new to the channel, I'd like to welcome you. If you're not new to the channel, I'd like to welcome you back. Today, we're going to talk about some of the secret drills that Tiger's used throughout the years to hone his putting, hone his short game, and become what we know as one of the best players that's pretty much ever lived, if not the best. So, Chris is going to start us off with a putting drill, I believe.
Yeah, putting drill.
And one of the things which I love is how simple Tiger keeps it.
Yeah, so first one that he does when he goes onto the putting green normally is just to get a feel for the pace. So what he does, he'll have just one hand on the club, so his right hand only, and he'll just let the putter swing. So one of the biggest things we see with amateurs is they'll grip it really tight and it'll all be very rigid and quick.
I do that.
James still does that. So he wants to get it one hand only, let that putter swing. So as we know, we want this putter to just swing naturally. We don't want this to be any dragging forces, and this allows him to do it. So you'll see sometimes he'll even have his hand in his pocket, but the butt of the club is always working around his belt buckle, and then from here he can judge his pace.
Although you've not gone to a hole there.
It was supposed to stay on the mat, to be honest. But he can judge his pace. He'll start to get again more centred strikes, better contact, so then it's easier for him to control his distance.
And would you go left hand as well, or would you just stick to one hand kind of?
You can if you're somebody who might be left hand dominant, but you are a right-handed golfer. So I'm right left-handed, but
Do you? Never knew
yeah,
that.
play pool left-handed.
Oh.
Wizard at pool as well. So again here you can start to have a feel, and the main thing here is keeping connection with his arm. There's no kind of drag, it's not a cover drive. It's staying connected to the chest, and the butt of that club is always working around the belt buckle or the belly button.
So we're generally using the dominant hand in that drill.
Correct, yeah, and you're not strangling it, so you've got to be light grip pressure. So again, you've got some swing in the club, so it's just allowing you to have more control, lighter grip, and less stress in your putting.
Fantastic. So I'm going to now talk the guys through a pitching drill which Tiger does, and this is how Tiger actually starts all his practice sessions and his warm-up sessions when he does play in tournaments and majors, and generally goes on to win.
Yeah, and he does it a lot in clinics. You'll have seen probably somewhere online where he's done a clinic, and what he'll do is what James is going to tell you.
And he's picked up the orange ball for a reason as well. So
grab.
I'm going to prepare and put a glove on.
Oh, he's taking it serious today.
And we're actually using today as well.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that. It was brand new until Chris had it. That's it. Right. So, guys, we're going to use an orange ball today because of, obviously, the snow and what we do have here. So, all I'm going to do, I'm going to pick a yardage which I feel like I want to loosen up to. So, this might be a 30-yarder there. I think that's pretty central, as you can see it now out there in the snow. And now what I'm going to try and do is feel that yardage and keep trying to play the shot. So that one was a little bit short. It's a really simple drill. I'm just thinking about how far back I take the club and then use the momentum to come through the shot. That was better. Is that about on it? That was a couple of yards short. And all I'm doing is trying to get as close to that ball as possible so that when I do go out on the golf course, how good was that?
Close.
So then when we do get out on the golf course, you can start to feel, he always talks about playing to a picture. If you've seen interviews, you've seen clinics with him, you'll know that he's very much a field-based player. So if you can try that, try taking it into your game and see if it can help you. One more shot to try and hit it. See if it can help you play better golf. That's not as big. Ah!
What a cameraman. I hope I got it.
I do as well. What's the next drill, Chris? So, Chris, you're going to join us back on the putting green.
Yep.
And aside of the times, we're using
2 hand sanitizers. Safety first. So.
And this is a drill which a lot of people do, but Tiger was one of the first real guys that I saw doing it. And I'm sure it was you as well.
Go that way. for the fans.
So generally people would use T-pegs here, wouldn't they?
Yep, 2 T-pegs and make it as tight as possible. Ooh, well, that's just the mat. So again, here you'll have a tendency where you might catch, but then from here, we're going to do your normal stroke. Oh, referee.
Lovely roll.
But you'll see that what we're trying to do is work on your strokes. If you're somebody who has a stroke that starts outwards on the way back, you'll catch those, or on the way through, you'll catch both of those. Oh,
We'll keep that in. Happy New Year.
nearly broke studio. And you'll get some feedback. So feedback here, so it's making sure that you take your time, you don't have a quick tempo. So one of the biggest things that people have struggled with, and why people do this drill, is those people that have a quick tempo, it all gets a little bit quick,
Oh.
goes anywhere, and they have no control. So what this makes you do is slow down your putting stroke, get a better rhythm, and put a ball.
So you were using a ball there which kind of gave you feedback on the roll as well. You can do that just by drawing on it on a permanent marker like that.
Correct.
Get a line on there, see how good quality the roll is, if I can get that out.
Yeah, and again, that's something Tiger's done. He does have a line on the ball, and he does start to see, okay, is his stroke off? What's his feedback? Because he needs to know why he's missing putts if he wants to win the Masters. So, another go here. So from above, oh, it's a bit tight, that one.
Oh, that was good, that. Great effort to get it through that gap.
So great roll. It was a little bit tight and it did roll in, but you'll see that I had to smooth out my stroke. So any kind of quick motions, again, if you're gripping it too tight, you'll get quick and jerky and it'll start to send off your stroke.
And one of the things which I think a lot of people will do here, start with a nice big gap, get some confidence through there, make it a little bit smaller, till eventually your putter only just fits through there. And then you might fail a couple of times, you might get some success later on with it, but generally that's going to iron in a much better stroke, a much more consistent stroke, and generally an all-round better putting game. So one thing I love about all three of those drills is just how simple they are. Like, a kid could think of them, and the funny thing is Tiger probably thought of them when he was a kid, and he's just kind of taken them through his golfing career. So
True, and if you're in a lockdown, which potentially some
could be
people
again potentially
could
as well,
be
yeah.
next week, you can do these inside, so you can do that nice and simple like we have done in the studio. If you've got a carpet, maybe you don't have a carpet, but
If you've got a floor,
if you've got a floor, you can do the one-handed drill and you can do it to different distances to test that out. Maybe you go 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, depending on how much room you have got. And then throwing the ball on, if you've got a garden, you can do it in the garden.
Absolutely. So guys, there you go. They are 3 quick tips that Tiger Woods uses to hone his skills. One of the big things I love about them, A, is that they're so simple, and B, that you don't think necessarily too much about technique. They're more feel-based, which is fantastic for people who maybe do want to try and simplify things. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed that. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, check out Chris Dennis Golf for all your short game needs. And apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow.
And Happy New Year. And I'll see you next week.
And Happy New Year.
I'm just a social butterfly.
Yeah, something like that. A moth.
A moth.